Near mint condition, the home of collected editions.
That cover's so awesome.
Absolute format is the best way to own this store. Time to empty those wallets and fill those shelves. How's it going, all you Minties? Uncanny Omar here from Near Mint Condition, the home of collected editions. And join me today for my overview of the Elden Ring, the official art book set from Udon Entertainment. So let's go ahead and get started. And welcome back, everybody. So what we're looking at here is the Elden Ring official art book set. This is the slipcase edition from Udon Entertainment that contains both volumes 1 and 2 of the official art book. So here in a second, we're going to be taking it out of the slipcase and checking out each of the books. These are both in hardcover format. So, as a matter of fact, let's go ahead and do that. Let's take it out of this spinny thing, whatever they call it. I refuse to call it a Lazy Susan. Okay, now that it's done spinning, we can take a closer look at it by looking underneath there. There we have the Elden Ring official art book set and Udon Entertainment Productions over there. There's 2 books in here, 2 volumes. Look at those here in a second, but let's take a look. This is the Elden Ring symbol. It's a very glossy box, too. You may want to give it the white gloves treatment. And then the back of the box right there, which is Limgrave. And let's look here. It's just no patterns or anything. It's just white on the inside. Now, the retail price of the box set is $119, and it's exclusive to the Udon Entertainment store. However, you can get the books individually. These are $59.99 each. So volumes 1 and volumes 2. And these are going to be available everywhere. I believe they come out in September. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and get this out of the way. I just started playing Elden Ring. My brother bought it for me for Christmas. He was like, dude, this is game of the decade. And I was like, oh, okay, sure. How long did it take you to beat it? He's like, that's the wrong question to be asking this guy, because it's 200 hours of how much game time he's put into it. So he was like, it's not going to take you that long, but he loves this game. He loves this game. So big shout out to him for buying it for me, and I just started playing it. I'm 30 minutes in, so I really don't even know what I'm doing in the game so far. I did see the opening credits, which is really nice. You get to see them in here. But he did teach me about the stuff in here. So the one thing I want to say is that the slipcase that's exclusive again to Udon comes with this exclusive print right here. And that is Melania and Radon. And it is also, it's like a chromium finish to it. But it's exclusive to the box set. Now, this was released in Japan. And the reason I know it was is because my buddy Heather has the slipcase edition. But hers are soft covers. And I want to say, so in the original Japanese, I think the slipcase are soft covers. They do come with a different print. I think it's that of Ranny. But let's take a closer look at these books individually here. There's the back and then the spines. And the spines are really cool because you have the Udon Entertainment logo up there. You have the Elden Ring logo here. The official art book volume 1 and volume 2. But they each have a different sword. This right here is the Moonlight Great Sword, which is what they put in every From Software game. And then this one here, this is the one I didn't know. My brother told me that this is the Night and Flame sword. So it looked more like a ice and flame or fire sword to me, but I'll take his word for it. He beat the game and platinumed it. So they are flat spines. And to kind of give you an idea of what the dimensions of the books are, these art books, here it is compared to the size of a trade paperback, to kind of give you an idea of the trim size of the book compared to the trade, and to the size of an omnibus. Kind of give you an idea that it's a little taller and longer than an omnibus, but the spines are flat spines. Okay, we're going to crack each of the books open and talk about what the content that's in here, the page count, and of course the build of each of these. So even the books themselves have this glossy finish to it. Very, very glossy. So on the cover here, this is Godfrey. And a big thank you to my brother again for getting me into this game series and finally started playing it because of the books. So this is a 2-volume set, and as you can probably tell in the back, it tells you a little bit about what's in here. This features art from the opening cutscenes, concept art of the areas and dungeons found in the lands between, as well as NPCs and armor. So you do get a table of contents, and it separates into 3 parts. You have the illustrations, you have the lands between art, and then you have tarnished and others down here. And this particular volume has 432 pages, and again can be bought separately for $59.99. So we do have the opening cutscenes right here, which if you've played the game, this is at the very beginning. This is the stuff that I've seen. And oh my gosh, it is just beautiful to look at. From Software, they've been around for a while, and let me hold that down so you can see a little bit better. I'm not going to be flipping through every page. And there is Ronnie. And From Software has just blown up over the years. And I feel like it just happened overnight, but it's been a long time if I think about it. From Demon Souls, the Dark Souls, Bloodborne, and then the Shadows Die Twice, the Sekiro game. It's just crazy how they've kind of become a household name. And I'm the one that's kind of behind because I think the only thing I've played from those particular type of games is Demon Souls, the very first one. And I know there's a remake on the Switch, but yeah, this is actually the little print card that you got. Again, some more opening from the beginning. So let's fast forward a little bit and look at the landscapes here. So there's a lot of these, but what's really cool about the way that the landscapes are broken down is that sometimes they take little parts of like a building, they focus on like the clock or some of the furniture, and oh my gosh, there's just some luscious artwork, and I swear the video does it never does any of these type of books justice. Wait, before we look at that though, let's actually, here we go. There's promotional art right here, which we didn't talk about, and the cover, and then of course the characters right here that you can choose from. So I'm curious what everybody goes for because everybody's different. Like I asked my brother what the best character to go for is, and he went with the Confessor. For me, it was a choice between the Vagabond and the Warrior because I'm pretty basic when it comes to games like this. I want to have the guy with the biggest sword, and once I heard about, the possibility of getting the Berserk armor in this and Guts sword, oh my gosh. Yeah, I don't know how many hours I'll be playing. So then we go back to the landscapes, and again, sometimes focusing on items that are in the actual landscapes and settings. So I thought that's really cool. And the breakdown of the paintings, like, there's so much detail that goes into this game. And there's a reason why people like my brother have played it for 200 plus hours, and I'm sure that's amateurish compared to some folks that have really dove into this particular world. And the beauty of this too is that it's multiplayer, so that's my kind of jam. I don't like playing games like this with people, but I think I'll make an exception just because my brother and my cousin are both big fans of this particular game. I like exploring big worlds like this by myself, dark and just I don't know what's around the corner and the difficulty level because if it's anything like Demon Souls, and I'm out of my element here, or I guess Bloodborne, you're gonna have to learn how to defeat each of the bosses by learning patterns. Like it's got that old school feel. And here's a closer look at the characters. It's got that old school feel, like learning how to defeat a boss in Mega Man, or where to jump exactly on Super Mario Brothers. Yeah, I went really old school with that. But these are the character classes that you can choose from. It's a creepy femto-looking character, and the NPCs are back here. There's Ronnie the Witch, and that's your steed right there, Torrent. I will say this is an interesting collection because it doesn't tell you, like, especially here at the beginning, who the artist is or who did the conceptual art. It's just pretty much like when you're looking at the landscapes, it might tell you where you are in the game, but it doesn't tell you who exactly did the work on here. And if you look all the way in the back, there's usually a glossary or credits for the artist, but it's pretty much just the translation credits over here. So let's look at volume 2. And here is book number 2. So it is a 2 volume set, and again, originally came out in Japan a couple of years ago, but I believe, and please correct me if I'm wrong, that those were originally released in softcover format. So on the front here is the main character, and it's being burned by the frenzied flame. I like this one a lot more, this particular book, if I had to choose between one of the two. Mainly because here, well, it does tell you in the back, includes arts of the foes, great and small, that threaten to end the player's journey, the weapons used to slay them, and even a list of the many items found within the game. That is my kind of art book. I love enemies and I love weapons and even items. Like, for some reason, that to me the designs of the villains are so much better than the designs of the good guys in any video game, except for Strider, because he's just a badass. But here's your table of contents where you're going to find each of these particular drawings or paintings. And it's crazy how much this game has blown up because I think it just came out last year in 2022. And just people have just built it up so much. So we do have bosses and enemies. And in case you haven't played the game, I do just want to say maybe minor spoilers as I'm flipping through here. I haven't made it to any of these folks. I'm 30 minutes into the game. But some of them I recognize through the intro, so maybe they show up. This book is a little bit smaller. This one has 384 pages. And while I love stuff like this, I appreciate this, like, hand-drawn stuff so much more. And don't get me wrong, this is absolutely beautiful and stunning, but I love the sketches. I love the conceptual sketches. Like, when they go early into creating a character is what I enjoy. So we do have I assume these are all bosses. Man, there's some creepy stuff in here. I loved it. Hey, there's Melania. That's who my brother was talking about. And the Dragon Lord. We'll skip a little bit so people can see for themselves. And then you have the, I guess, the lesser enemies here. So these are just enemies that are around that aren't really bosses or could be mid-bosses. And I know it's known throughout the From Software community that they did take a lot of inspiration from Berserk, particularly for like the settings of the castles and the armor. But I mean, it's Miura also drew inspiration from other things. So it's always a case of art inspiring art, which I enjoy. Yeah, this is so much more of my type of book. I love the settings, and like I said, I love the good guys, but when you throw in villains and just baddies and weapons, oh, dude, I'm in. And there's a lot of that. We're going to look at the build of the book here in a second, but I did want to showcase what kind of content you're going to find in this book. There's some creepy character designs here. That is the stuff of nightmares. All right, and this is where I learned about the two swords that are on the spine. And I assume the great sword, or that sword that's on volume 1, is going to play a big part in the game. Just from the what is it, the Moonlight Sword? Blade of the Calling. Man, they have some really cool names, too. The Golden Epitaph. Looks like something I would have seen in a church. Just saying in there. The Sword of Night and Flame. That's the one that's found in book 2. And there's the Dark Moon Great Sword. So, that's what it is. Alright, let's skip a little bit to the clips. Man, that's cool. Colossal weapons. There's a lot of weapons in this game. I didn't realize how many there are. My gosh. Well, I guess it makes sense with the different classes not everybody's going to be able to wield the same weapon. The inventory, item, icons, and others. So you do have the icons in here, and you do have the items that you can carry with you. Guidance, and the Great Runes. Oh my gosh, they make amiibos of this? What is this stuff? The trophy! Of course there's trophies. The Elden Ring, the Elden Lord. Oh my gosh, this is so cool. Did I say amiibos? I'm sure most people are thinking, oh, I wish they make statues. I'm like, I'll take a little amiibo of this. That would be cool. It saves so much room. And they're detailed. And maps. Love some maps. I wish they had put the maps on the end sheets, though. And then a little bit about the translation here for the Elden Ring Official Art Book Volume 2. Now let's look at the build. Both of these books have the same build. They both have sewn binding, and there's that eye of Volume 2. Volume 1 has a very similar eye. This one has 384 pages. They're both printed in this really thick, glossy paper. And not... the glare isn't as much as it is here on the cover, but it is thick, and it really makes those colors just pop out. And the blacks, oh my gosh, that looks beautiful. It's a beautiful art book. But I know that some people with glossy paper stock like this, they like to use the white gloves, you know, so they don't get any smudges or fingerprints on the book, and I respect that. That's cool. For me, I mean, it's my art book, so I like looking at things like this. So I don't mind having some thumbprints or smudges on my books. I'm sure plenty of my art books that I've had over decades have plenty of those. But it does have this thick, glossy paper. And that, as they say, is that. And if you're interested in purchasing the books individually, don't forget to check out our sponsors.
If you're in Europe and you're interested in buying these books, definitely check out Walt's Comic Shop in Berlin, Germany. They have the cheapest pre-order prices, flat shipping rate of €12 for all EU countries, emails answered within 24 hours, waltscomicshop.com, and you can use the code nearmintcondition at checkout and get free shipping for all EU countries with your first order over €40. That's Walt's Comic Shop, your reliable source for omnis and premium collected editions in Europe. Ding!
CheapGraphicNovels.com, your online home for graphic novels and collected editions up to 50% off cover price. They have excellent shipping and prompt and helpful service. Check out their bargain deals for up to 90% off cover price. And don't forget that CGN also takes pre-orders. That way you don't miss out on the hottest releases. And they are currently running a special promotion for you Minties. If you're a first-time customer, after receiving your order confirmation email, reply back to that email and let them know Near Mint Condition sent you their way. They will then apply a free shipping promotional credit to your next order in the US. Cheap Graphic Novels, your source for the hottest books with the kind of deep discount, quality shipping, and customer service that will keep you coming back for more. And that was the content, the page count, and build of each of these books. Let me know in the comments down below if you've played Elden Ring, what you think about the game. If you collect art books, if you're picking this one up, if you imported the Japanese version. I would love to know all those comments down below. Don't forget to smash that like button on the way out. And thank you again to Udon Entertainment for sending us a copy of this slipcase. Everyone, stay healthy and safe out there. Much love.